Welcome to another episode of the Football and Travel Show. Today's episode, we're going to be doing a tier list, very similar to what I did for the Euro 2024 host cities. I've been looking for some content ideas to do before March. The only ones I could come up with prior to this were just too big. So I thought now's as good as time as any whilst there's no international break to look back at some European host cities. For the most part, I'm going to do in order on when the games were played. There are 11 host cities, and there were originally going to be 12, but Dublin pulled out, and Bilbao were originally meant to be the Spanish host city, but also for COVID, they stopped, and Sevilla ended up being host city instead. We're going to start with Rome, as that's where the tournament started. I think it's got to go to Must Visit City. Very iconic, has a 7-1 under of the world. There's a lot of culture. Also, as far as Rome goes in footballing sense, whilst Milan have, I'd say, the best rivalry between Inter and AC Milan, Rome has possibly the most dangerous derby, the most hostile between Roma and Lazio. But yeah, overall, this has got to go into must visit city. Also, was in Group A was Baku. I've not seen too much, but I'm going to put it into nothing special. Compared to these other cities, there's not a lot to shout about, and its distance doesn't really help either. Still a decent city. Then I could put it up to here, but I'll just put it into here. So next we go over to Group B, Copenhagen. This was a city I visited about 12 years ago, and still even now, it's clean, very low on crime, offers boat rides, food selection's all right. The price isn't out much, but I'm gonna give it the better the doubt and put it in Great City. It's definitely an underrated capital city within Europe. St. Petersburg, I'm not going to talk about politics. This is definitely a city I'd be interested to visit if there was the opportunity. You know what? I'm going to put it in must visit city. And now let's go to Group C. I had Amsterdam and Bucharest. Let's start off in Bucharest. I'm actually going to put it in underwhelming, to be honest. It's an okay city. But honestly, the best part of Romania to visit is Brasov, where you have the forests, opportunity to see bears. Also, temperature-wise, Bucharest is not too ideal in the summer. Just don't think it's as interesting as most of these other cities. So I'm going to put it in underwhelming, but definitely not bad. And then Amsterdam, I'm going to put it into must visit. This is a city I definitely want to visit. It's got canals, the vast options of beer, transport. It's very good. So yeah, Amsterdam I think is a must visit. Group D, I'm gonna save London to last because that was the venue of the final. So instead, I'll go to Glasgow. This is a city I haven't visited, but I'm interested to go. It's the most football cultured city of all of the Scottish cities. I'm going to put it in decent. There's definitely some stuff that I want to do there. It's not the most extravagant, but it's still a decent city overall. 7 out of 10, something like that. Next, let's go to Group E. This was initially supposed to be Dublin and also hosted in Spain, but because of the withdrawal of Dublin, St. Petersburg ended up being the other host city in Group E, so that just leaves us with Seville instantly. I'm going to put this in Great City, somewhere I went in like 2018-19, the New Year period. The transport system's very good. The suburban areas are easy to get to and from the centre. Of course, you got Betis and Sevilla who do compete in the Europa League. Sevilla are record holders as things stand. Budapest, that's going to be the next city to go to do. There's quite a lot of interesting things to see in Budapest. There's definitely a great 8-1 to go for those who are Christian. It's not one I've been to, but still, it can get very hot in the summer. It's a bit overrated from what I've seen. I was going to put it in decent, but I think it still warrants more than Glasgow, so I'll put it into great city. Munich, well, I'm going to put this into must visit. If you've seen what in my video on Euro 2024, you'll have seen the reasons why. And now London, where the final took place. Not all the underground systems are advanced. The Elizabeth line, the one that goes to Liverpool Street, that's got advanced underground, but the rest not so much. London has a lot of famous stuff. London Eye, Tower Bridge. You've also got the HMS Belfast, Buckingham Palace. There's a lot to do in London. It's also got the biggest stadium out of all these host venues. I can certainly understand living there's maybe not the greatest, but I'll put it into a must visit. It's one of the most iconic tourist cities in the world. It's great for a day out, a lot to see. It is getting expensive, but nonetheless, well, that was my tier list for all the Euro 2020 cities. Let me know your thoughts. More content will be coming in March, but hopefully I can do another small video like this prior to next month. So yeah, thanks for watching.